plumberparts.co.uk. Honest reviews and advice.
Hold tight and welcome to today's plumberparts.co.uk video. I've got to go and do a quick job right now. But before we go anywhere, make sure you put your seatbelt on. We've got to go and change a shower pump for a lovely customer of mine. We're just going to bounce our way out this lay-by here. Yeah, what we've got to do is basically change over a shower pump, but it's a perfect opportunity for us to revisit one of the shower pump videos we've done in the past. And so we're going to do that now. Just go over it, go to the whiteboard, have a look at how they work. Thanks very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and remember, hold tight. So here we are up in the loft. This is where the loft tank is. Also the hot water tank's up in here, which is kind of unusual, but not really. But also it's really easy for us to come and look at the defunct shower pump that we're having a look at today. It's just round the corner behind this stuff here. So let's go and have a little look. So here's the shower pump we've got here. As you can see, they're nicely marked out where our cold inlet is and our cold outlet is, and where our hot inlet and our hot outlet is. Also, these are all on flexies here, which makes it nice and easy for us to change. So this shouldn't really be too difficult a job. But while we're here, we can have a good look at actually how this system works. So number one, right at the top of the system, we've got our cold tank. Now this cold tank feeds the cold water down to our pump just down there, but it also feeds cold water into the bottom of our tank to come out of the top of our tank heated and then off to our pump just down here. The importance of this is that then the gravity pressures are pretty much exactly the same on each side of the pump, and then it'll be able to get an accurate reading on each side of its pressure switches. So if we have a quick look here, we can see that someone has teed off the side of the hot water just here. They put a valve in here that we can now valve off. So now that's valved off, we know that the hot water feed supply down to our pump down there is switched off. Also, we've got our other pipe here. This is our cold feed. There should be a valve in here somewhere, and that's just there. And I think that should be off now as well. So we're pretty much ready to whip this out. Of course, before you do anything, make sure that it's fully electrically isolated. If you're not happy with doing that at all or whatsoever, make sure you get an electrician in, someone qualified to do that sort of work. Now let's quickly pop back to the office where I can give you a schematic diagram on a whiteboard, yeah? So you get a great idea about how these work. See you in a sec. So let's just go over what we've been gawping at in the darkness and spider-infested filth of Paul's loft. Don't worry, Paul, everyone's got a loft like that. So we've got our loft tank right at the top, okay? Now usually this tank will feed both the hot water tank and also the gravity cold water feed to the shower you're looking at. Alright, so you'll have your cold water main in with a little ball valve up there. And really what you've got to make sure about when you're thinking about if you're going to install one of these is whether this tank's going to have enough water to serve your shower pump, and whether your cold water main's going to have enough pressure in it to keep that topped up so it can keep on serving it. So out of the bottom, right, you'll have, let's just say out of one side, if you're going to do this properly, you'd have this go in to the bottom of your hot water tank, okay? And then it will come out of your hot water tank heated up. Now this should be a red pen. So it'll come out of that heated up, okay? Also, we've got another cold water feed coming out, okay? Now, when you're pressurising a shower valve, what you want to do is you want to draw that cold feed into your new pump, and you also want to draw that hot feed into your new pump. God, I've got pens galore. So then you've got your shower pump here, like that, and that then goes off and pumps your hot and cold off to your shower valve, where it then gets mixed and comes out of your shower head and flies all over your body in a fantastically beautiful way. So that's just to reiterate, we've got our cold water coming down here, gravity fed from our tank. We've got the cold feed going to the bottom of our hot tank there, and then we go into our shower pump unit just here, where that is going to go in like so. And then obviously our hot water heated out of our tank will come in here, come into our shower unit, go into our shower pump and go out like that. Obviously I've drawn these coming out at the bottom of the shower pump because it's a schematic drawing. Usually they come out at the top or out the sides, okay? Now if you want to have a very, very quick look at how actually a pump kind of works, it was always explained to me that, say you have a hoop on the end of your finger, okay? I don't know, a little hoop. And you spin that round, if that comes off the end of your finger, it's going to fly away off at the end of your finger, okay? So what happens is you have a pipe that comes in, goes around the back of your pump housing and gets introduced to the centre of your pump housing like that. So water comes down here, down this pipe, into the centre of your pump housing and comes out of here. Your pump housing goes around here like that. I know it's not a perfect circle, chill out. Now there's an exit point, a nice flowed exit point, okay, that can come out. What you have then is this water is then introduced to the centre of the pump and comes out of there, and then around that you have your pump impeller, you know, which is going round really quickly like that. Water is being introduced to the centre of that spiral and being thrown outwards. It can't get out around here, it can't get out around there, it can't get out around there, but all of it has to get out around there, okay? So what that does then is that water is introduced to the centre of this, is thrown outwards, and then has to go up this pipe here at high pressure off and away to whatever unit you're serving. So that is basically the very basic principle behind all types of pump, and especially on a shower pump, okay? Now you can have a quick look now at us just taking out this old insulation and just quickly replacing the shower pump. We're not doing a whole pipe work alteration, we're just doing the shower pump for the customer. Hold tight! Right, so now we're back up here. We can now take this lot out because we've found our plug here, so that's our electrics unplugged. That's nice and easy really. Usually they go into a 13 amp fuse spur. We have a cold feed pipe here that we know we've isolated already, so we should just be able to pop this off now. There you go, find that that's nice and empty, good. We should also be able to do the same with the hot water. Got a little bucket up here, just ready to take any water that might come out. Right, that's great. So then, now we've got the pipe out for them two there. Let's just take a few seconds to have a look at our new pump. Now this is a Salamander pump here. Basically a new one of these, it doesn't actually denominate between the hot and cold like the old one did, but you are going to need to remember which ones were your inlets and your outlet pipes. You have a very quick look at the installation instructions for one of these, and it's very simple to install. Now as you can see there, we've got our special switches on here that we talked about earlier on. These are our flow switches. And also we will have arrows on the side usually of these that can denominate which way our pump is going to pump. They always come with a nice set of little rubber feet to stop the vibrations going through your floor or whatever, and also you've got some filters on there as well to protect the pump from any debris coming through the water that stops splattering up the impellers and getting that wrong, so it's important to fit them. So usually what I'll do is I'll get all these little bits done now before I put the new one in. So you've got nice little sticky pads on here already. Oh! And they've tested it in the past because a little bit of water come out and gone all over my leg. So that's all of them on there. Now you should find when we sit that down, there's no vibration there. Right, so when actually getting all your flows and returns right, make sure you refer to the manufacturer's instructions to get that right. Make sure you've got the right amount of head as well. That is the height of water at the top of the tank level, right in the loft, to the level of where your pump is. If you haven't got enough head, say it's only like half a metre or at the same level as the tank, what it's going to do is suck air into your new shower pump and completely ruin it straight away. So you need to make sure it's low enough down so there's enough head there, and also it needs to be low so it can prove that switch and initiate the pump when you open up your shower valve. Most of the time with a new one of these you'll get some rubber seals like that. You've just got to pop them inside here like so, and then just screw that on just hand tight. Okay, they don't need to be really ramped up real tight. Okay, it's absolutely pointless. You can end up breaking the fitting. Also, you should notice that on these you've got lovely little valves on there so you can valve them off. That's really handy. Now we're just going to make sure that we get our gauze fittings in the right ones as well. We want them on our inlets here, so I'm just going to pop them on like that. So now it's basically a matter of completely removing our old pump and getting our new pump in position and piped up. Right, so now it's a matter of getting this one installed in a place where it doesn't kink either of these pipes at all, and where it can easily feed the pipes that we need to feed it with. So firstly we can already see that we've got to swing this one around here, so both of those need to go on there like so. Okay, I'm just going to leave these slacked off for now, and these two here, as you can see, we're going to need to elongate these a little bit. Right, so as you can see, I've just made up a little elbow here as well to take this part here, so then there's no issue with that kinking up or anything. So yeah, we've got a small elbow there to make that so this pipe here doesn't kink up. That's the most important, okay? We're just going to do the same here with this one. So pop a nice little elbow in there like so, and then our pipe into here, and then we know that that's not going to kink and there's nothing under any stress here. That's the most important thing. So now it's just a matter of getting these so they're in the right position. This probably could do with being cut back a bit. Right, so now we just make sure that all our connections are just hand tight like we said. Don't have to be really tight. See, we've got a little bit of water down here, so maybe a good idea now to have a little bit of a wipe up as well. And then we can turn our valves on. So that's our cold switched on. And also our hot switched on. Right then, so there we go. Our new pump is installed. All our connections are hand tight. All our valves are open. None of our braided hoses are kinked at all on this system. And we've tested all our joints for leaks. What I'm going to do now is, now that we've got that installed and the water's back on, before we turn the electrics on, we're going to go down to the shower valve that supplies water to, and we're going to open that up, okay? Make sure that we purge all the air out of the system before we turn the electrics on, and then we can test the operation of the pump. I know you might think that the install there we've done isn't the best ever because we haven't clipped it all up, but we're dealing with what we've got to deal with there already. So that converts a shower that has a measly trickle out of it like that, which isn't very good at all, to a shower that when you switch it on here, look at that, miles better and nice and steamy. Oh mate, boom, so there we go, another job done. I hope you found that video interesting as much as I did, because it was really interesting. I hope you get a better idea about how twin impeller shower pumps work, how you install them, because they're really easy to do, especially if you're taking an old one out and putting a new one in. Also, in a couple of weeks in our next video, I'll show you a picture of one that we installed from scratch, alright, because it's miles better. But if you're going to install one brand new from scratch and you've got a brick wall next to you, oh my god, the limits are completely limitless. There are no limits. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you subscribe. I hope you follow us on Twitter and on Facebook, and I also hope that you spread the love of plumber parts everywhere. Until next week in our next video, remember what you got to do, everybody. You got to hold tight.
plumberparts.co.uk. Honest reviews and advice.